Hi everybody, Andy here. I just wanted to create a quick video today showcasing how you can use Discord and a couple other free to use online tools to organize your hobby group, activist group, political group, whatever. Discord, if you didn't know, is a tool for gamers mainly, but it's quickly becoming its own kind of social network in its own right. To get started with Discord, you should know that it's free. It's multi-platform. You can get the client for all kinds of different applications. There's developer support. There's branding. There's some premium stuff. There's a lot of different options, and it's pretty good multi-platform application. And if you go to discordapp.com, that's where you can download the client. You don't need the client though. You can use it by just clicking Open Discord, and it will open it in a web app. And you'll see I'm in a web app version right now with a bunch of my gamer buddies, and these are all the servers I'm a part of. This is one that I run. This is one that some people may know of, some people won't. And this is the one that I've created specifically to showcase it in this video. It'll be deleted, but at the end of this. So, again, discordapp.com. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and copy this link. I'm just going to show you because we'll want it later. So if we want to create a server, once you open either the web app or the local client, which is something that you'll load up onto your iPhone, onto your Android phone, onto your Apple, onto your Linux box, onto whatever, you can do this. So you'll just click this plus symbol, and that allows you to either join or create a server. So if we wanted to create a server, we could just call it Fluffy Pants, because, well, that's what we want it to be. We can set the server region if we wanted to put it someplace else, and we can also change the icon by uploading an image if we wanted to. I'm not going to do that right now. Well, I mean, we'll just load this randomly and see what it does. There we go. Sure. So now we got the Fluffy Pants Discord server. Doesn't matter if somebody else has it, because the Fluffy Pants server, which if we want to delete the server, we can go to Server Settings, Overview, and we can go and click Delete the Server. And now that server is gone. So let's go back to our test tutorial server right here, and let's see what we got. We have text channels, we have voice channels, we have over here who's on and off the server. Now, you also have down here your personal user controls regardless of the server. And so if I switch this to online, you'll see you're reflected as online. There's also a little star, or well, crown, that shows me this as being the server owner. I can set myself as do not disturb, idle, or invisible. By default, it will auto idle after a period of inactivity. You can also go into user settings, and in user settings we have our personal account stuff, which, yeah, there's that. Light and dark theme options, message display sizes. You have a lot of options. Some of them you'll want to know about, some of them you won't. A lot of times you'll mainly spend most of your time in these video and voice options. In here you can select your input device. You can select your output device. You notice I have speakers, and then I have this NS audio display. that NS audio display is my TV that I have hooked up to my computer. And the speakers is what I usually listen through when I'm on a hands-free headset. You can control voice sensitivity. You can either set it to automatic, which is what it will be at default, or you can set it if you've got a really sensitive or really unsensitive mic. A lot of these features are also replicated on your mobile version, so don't worry, it's not a completely different beast. You'll have notifications and options there. You can have unread message badges, desktop notifications, flashing. You can have your push notification timeout, text-to-speech notifications. You can do all kinds of other things. You can control your text and images, do link previews, play animated emoji or not, so on and so forth. You have window settings, which are pretty basic and minimal. One is you can open Discord when the computer starts. That's going to be set by default, or you can turn it off. You can have it on when you close it, minimize these to the tray. I think that's also default, but that's a good one to have turned on because I constantly find myself clicking the X rather than, the minimize button, and then I have to reopen the app, and that's kind of the frustration sometimes. So let's get a little bit further along the line. Let's look at what we can do in these channels. So our most basic options is we can create channels. So let's create a channel. It'll be a text channel. We're going to call it examples. Now we have an examples channel. So if I post hello world in our main channel, you notice we don't have it showing up in examples. We can do other things too. We can go back and we can do, say, let's do this butt emoji. No, I don't want to. We'll just do this. There we go. We got a nice new smiley face. Just so you know, if you're wondering what all that was, these emojis are things that are accessible when you make connections through Twitch, YouTube, things like that. There's more than just that. It's just frequently used ones. You have your different categories down here at the bottom. So I don't know if emojis are important for anybody, but, who would say no to beer? Just saying. So in that, we've got our general, we've got our examples. Let's go ahead and create another one, and we're going to call it announcements. Now, one of the things that's really cool about this program is you can do things like everyone. Notify everyone who has permission to view this channel. Anybody who has access to the announcements channel for viewing they don't necessarily need to be able to write in the announcements channel. They just need to be able to see it, to read it. We'll see, hey kids. Now if we go to general, we can do everyone, or we can do here. And this will only be everyone online who has permission to view this channel will get this broadcast. Okay, we can also do things like Nocturnus, which is my username. And you can, if you do the @ symbol, it's a lot like Twitter, and you just do the @ symbol of the username, and it will automatically plug you in. So if we do this, yay, highlights it in yellow. That's because it's for me. Hey, pay attention to this. You can also do things like you can do pins, you can edit, you can delete. You can only pin if you have permission to pin. But you can also do things like, yay, and you can rate them. And if I wanted to add another rating, I could be like, Oh, maybe not. So, those are kind of cool. The same applies to our voice channels. We can create a new voice channel. We'll switch this here. And we're going to call it Screaming at Myself because, well, that sounds edgy. All right. So if I want to join this channel and I'm on Windows or Chrome or anything with a conventional cursor, I'm going to left click on it. And now it'll show me in the channel. See how it's kind of, my name's indented in there? And if I unmute, because right now I'm muted, you can mute by using these keys. You can mute. You can also deafen. That means people, you can't hear other people. If I unmute, you see how I light up every time I talk? That's because I'm broadcasting in the Screaming at Myself channel. Cool. Now I mute. Now if I unmute, but just deafen, then they can't hear me, I can't hear them. It's like putting that channel on hold. But rather than it being putting everybody on hold, it just puts you on hold. So if there were, say, 4 or 5 other people, I'm the only person that would go away for a while. It's great if you need to go to the bathroom or whatever while you're having a voice chat. If I want to disconnect, I can just click disconnect. In here is connection info, which has a bunch of geek information. But we're going to disconnect, and you'll hear a little funky noise. Okay, so we've got these. We've got this button here so that we can start talking to other people. You can create an instant invite for specific channels. Usually I would recommend doing either using this button or this create an instant invite. And see, if we do this, we can either type a friend that we already have in Discord, or we can copy this link. You can edit the invite link and set how many uses. Well, we'll set it to 5 uses. We can grant temporary membership or not. Temporary members are automatically kicked when they disconnect unless they've been assigned a role, which is useful if you want something a little more private. You can also set the expiration to be never, in an hour, in 6 hours, in 12 days. It just kind of depends. If you plan this to be a longer term server, you might want to keep it an invitation link that sets for never. You click the generate new link and you click the copy, and this link will be private. Only people who are given this link can join this server. So you want to give them out to people that you like. You can click up here too, and it's the same link. It's just you can set, see if I go here, it kind of does make a little bit of a difference on where they will first land. Now, if I want to edit a specific channel, like we were talking about announcements, I can go edit channel. And since I'm the server owner, I can turn on things like NSFW. I am honestly never going to use that, but you might. We have everyone members, and you can also create new roles. If we want to add a role, let's call it, we'll go idiots. Oh, we actually got to go into the server settings and create that thing. So we can right click and we can go server settings, we can go overview, or we can click here and down here and click there. And then if you go members, you got roles, display role, everyone. You can add roles. So here's where we add the roles. So let's click add a role. New role. This time, we'll definitely call them idiots. And we're going to give them an orange color, because we can. Allow anyone to mention this role. That means you can do @idiots. So you can do that too, if you wanted to. Display role members separately from online members. That's if you want to be separate from anything else. If you wanted everyone to mention it, then there's that. What permissions do they have? Are they administrators? Do they have an audit log? Can they manage the server? Can they manage roles? Can they kick members? Can they create instant invites? We'll say idiots can't. Okay. Can they manage nicknames? Nope. Can they manage emojis and webhooks? Nope. Some of these things you probably won't really need. They can connect, they can speak, they can't mute members, they can't move members, they can use voice activity. They can't do priority speaker functions. So you go save. And now we have idiots on our server. So now let's add another role. Smart people. SMRT. They're going to be blue. And we're going to give them the ability to do priority speaker and move members. Cool. So now when we look, we can go into our general channel and we can go permissions under general and see we have create an invite. If we want to add a specific thing, let's go to idiots. And what permissions do they have? Well, they're going to have the same permissions as everyone unless we change them. This means read only. This means, excuse me. This means inherited from everyone. This means yes. This means no. So, if they can't manage messages, they can't pin messages, maybe we don't want idiots to be able to embed links because that sounds like a bad idea. And we don't want idiots to attach files. That's okay. We definitely don't want them. This mention everyone thing is a big thing. That's something you don't want people to be just able to do anytime. So we click save. But now let's add something for our SMRT members. And yes, they can use emojis and they can for sure add reactions. And they can do all that other fun stuff. Cool. Save changes. Now if we go to everyone, then we can turn off the mention everyone thing. And then that will be inherited. So, pretty much everybody can do that. And you can sync these permissions across all your text channels. So now, in examples, if we go in and edit this channel, we'll see our permissions are synced with text channels. So that's cool, right? And we can create new categories. We can collapse categories. We can do other things like that. You can do the same thing in the voice channels with permissions. And you can't move members. You can't use voice activity. You can do the priority speaker, whatever you want to set on those permissions. You don't have to set all those permissions, but you can. So let's go back to the productivity and working together thing. Okay. So remember when I copied this link? Say I want to copy this link. And say, hey everyone, get the Discord app. Notice I'm not actually doing @everyone. you can click on the link and it opens up to itself because it's the Discord app. But say I go to my sample doc here that I've created, and I want to go share from Google Docs, and we click get shareable link, and we'll go copy the link, and now we go back to our announcement and say, this is a shitty Word doc. It'll preview the link if it can. Sometimes it can, usually it can. When we open that, ta-da, we now have a really shitty Word doc. So that's pretty cool, right? So we can also, if we want, we can download this as, we'll download it as a PDF because, you know, PDFs are fancy, okay? All right. So let's talk some other things that we can do. We can embed pictures. Well, let's do that. We can just drag that over. Then when we minimize this, we'll say pretty picture. And when we click on it, now we have a pretty picture that we can look at. Kind of cool. It'll open up in you can also click open original and it'll open a web link for the full size image. Now, say we don't like this picture because, you know, it's from a video game and, you know, I don't like video games. Well, actually, I do, but you get the idea. We click on it and go delete and it'll go bye-bye. There we go. Now, say we really like this shitty Word doc. This is going to be pinned. This pinned video is going to stay there for as long as we want. Now, see, we can go pinned messages, and it will show all of our specifically pinned messages. We can also mute a channel, prevents unread indicators, and we can view the members list or hide it. Pretty cool. We can take these other hold up just a second here. I had my screen for a second. There we go. Okay, so let's minimize our stuff again. Sorry about that. And we have our downloaded PDF file. So we drag and drop it. PDF. Yay! Now you can click on the link and it'll open up in whatever program or app you need it to be. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So what do we got here overall? We've got the ability to create not only just one server, but as many as we want. We can give specialized permissions. We can set permissions. Oh, one other thing. Screaming at myself. Permissions. And we can do... let's see. How did I do? Okay. Edit channel. Set the user limit. permissions, say no. That means nobody can add that other than we'll add Nocturnus can be in the Screaming at Myself channel. And again, you can sync those permissions. So see how it says has a lock next to it now? That means the only people that can enter it are people named Nocturnus. That's just me. If we go edit channel here, go to permissions, we don't want everybody to have access to our general channel, just maybe smart people. They can view the channel. They can connect to the channel. We want everyone, they can see the channel, they just can't connect to it. And see, now that I can join because I'm the server owner, but you know, you got full control. You're God in these things if you're the server owner. So you have a lot of options there. Let me just show you one other thing too. If you say wanted to, well, let's just be bold and show my calendar real quick. Okay. Ask me later. Thank you. So say I wanted to create a specialized calendar for, let's see, how did I do that in here? I think you can do it this way. Settings, add calendar. There we go. Add a new calendar. We're going to name it Show Off on YouTube. Yay! Cool. So now if we go to configure, we can make it available to the public or not. We can add all these things, blah, 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 blah. Embeds, all those fun things. That's probably for another video. But if we click Get Shareable Link, copy link, now when we go to announcements or general, we'll say, hey everybody, I made a calendar. Okay, let's go back to our calendar and let's create it real quick. Well, we can back out of settings though. Okay, so click on this one. Oops. And let's go new event. And the calendar we want it on is the Show Off on YouTube. And it will be doing some bullshit all day tomorrow to the next day. You can set default visibility, public, private, whatever, cool. And then click save. So and we'll get that shareable link again. Copy link. Go up on here. Go, here's a calendar about my bullshit that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And then when we click on it, yay, see, we're opening up to that. You can also, if you don't want it to be super fancy, you can go in here and let's see, public address in iCal format, secret address in iCal format, public URL to this calendar. There we go, right there. Let's make sure I did that right. Yeah, there you go. See, doing some bullshit. And see, we can link that. Then you have a nice, pretty calendar. All about doing some bullshit. Yay, I got doing some bullshit going on tomorrow. That's awesome. I can look for more events too. Except for I don't have permissions in this mode. So it's view only. You can change the color and things like that too. And there's a couple other functions you can use with this. But calendaring is kind of an important thing. So you can give other people permissions to this. Access permissions. You can make it public. You can add specific people. So if I, for example, added Taberly, she can see all the events, she can make changes, she can manage the sharing and make changes, only set busy free. And if I click send, which I'm not going to because she's asleep and I don't want her to beat my ass when she's asleep, then she can do all that. Really great. Fantastic. And let me go back into settings and delete that calendar real quick before I forget, because I'll totally finish filming this. And delete the calendar. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, I rambled on way too long, but hopefully it's been helpful. And if you have any questions, reach out. I'll try and answer them if I can. Laters.